Close enough.
I'll just hold on to it.
All right. What is going on, everyone? It is Hangar Talk Live, like 4 for me, I think. I'm here with Peter Sripol.
Hey, I think you got 1 viewer so far.
That's all right. I'll get up to like maybe 5 to 10.
Yep.
Peter's used to like, maybe like 2,000. I'm not. I'm used to like 20 to 50. So you guys know who this
Cool.
is?
We got 4 people. Awesome.
Yeah, this is Toby and Lucky. Hey, Lucky.
Lucky, come here.
Come here, Lucky.
Can't really see him.
Yeah, you're not going to see Lucky. But anyway, we're here at my hangar. This is the Dewey Drome in Jamestown, Ohio. It's a pleasure to have you guys. We're going to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. But this is Peter Sripol. If you guys watch him, he's a big-time YouTuber. He has about 900,000+ viewers or subscribers.
Mm-hmm. And close to that million mark.
Yeah, almost at 1 million. But what's cool about Peter, he built a do-it-yourself airplane out of foam, model airplane parts, and all kinds of crazy stuff. So I had him come here. We just went up and flew to Champ for a little bit, and he flies his airplane here. He test flies. He hasn't got killed yet, so I'm pretty happy with that. But anyway, what's going on? How you doing, Peter?
I'm doing all right. I got this mutt in my lap. He's keeping me warm, at least.
He is. So I have 22 acres out here, and we let him off his leash, and the first thing he want to do is run on someone else's property.
Yeah, that's the thing about this dog. I mean, he just held short of the road, luckily, but, I don't trust him much beyond that. If he saw something, he'd be gone.
It's pretty crazy. I couldn't believe it. He was like full sprint to the road, and then he stopped. So I was pretty scared. I thought he was going to get hit by a car, but it's not too busy with vehicles here on Brickell Road. So I'm pretty blessed with that. And I don't know if the neighbors like that, though. Mm-hmm. But anyway, we do have a couple people here. So, Peter, a lot of my stuff, Peter makes things. He makes airplanes and boats and cars.
I build all sorts of junk. You usually just try to get the views on YouTube. Like the homemade airplane was a big part of that. I mean, that did pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Getting to move on to airplane number 3 now, though. Yes.
Well, Brandon, we have a student pilot here. How you doing, Brandon? Peter has his pilot license. Mm-hmm. So he has his private. We just went up into Champ to get some tailwheel time. Also, we flew, about 4 or 5 days ago?
Yeah.
Last week. And honestly, Peter's been pretty much hands off. I haven't had to do anything or take the controls from him. I'm able to talk him through it. He knows what's going on. He knows because he's flown before.
A little rusty, though.
Yeah, a little rusty, but man, you've done a great job. I'm very pleased with his technique and everything. And a lot of times when you're flying a tailwheel airplane, you do full stall landings, you always got to have that stick all the way back or the yoke. So you want to have a full stall landing. And I haven't had to yell at him yet. So that's a good thing, Peter.
Well, thanks, dude. I guess it's a compliment coming from you.
Yeah. So, Brandon, what's up with you? You're a student pilot. Where at? I'm here to talk about all kinds of stuff, whatever you guys want to talk about. Someone says your test flies, or I think it's flight test. Mm-hmm. But
used to be a flight test, yes. Still talk with them pretty occasionally.
Miguel, I'm sure you did see Peter. He built how many videos? 7 videos off of that?
Probably around, I'd say about 7. I think 9 videos total with all the other videos with the second airplane, which is now in the scrap heap, or at least being parted out.
And he has a few million views on one of the videos he did out of here. And plus he was at Oshkosh and stuff with the airplane. It is pretty unique. It's made out of foam board from Lowe's. And the 2 motors are model airplane motors you can buy for like $450 on Hobby King. So I don't know. What's going on, Himador from North Carolina? Man, I appreciate all the comments you make on Facebook and Instagram and everything. So I know did you just get your license? I think you got your license a few months ago, got to take your dad flying. I watch all that stuff. So, and Trenton, thanks, appreciate it. Hey, you can go back and see a whole bunch of other corporate videos that I've done. I have a whole bunch when I was flying the Citation Excel, and I also have stuff from the Challenger. But I flew the Excel for 4.5 years, and I've been in the Challenger. It'll be 2 years in May. So you could see all that. Obviously, my company stopped me from doing the corporate stuff. And if you guys haven't seen it, they went out and made their own now.
Yeah, that's just a bummer that they would do that. They saw it was doing good for you. They was like, hey, wait a second. There's an opportunity here. Let's just go ahead and just knock this guy out and just do it ourselves.
That's right.
Didn't you say it wasn't as good, too? It looked too overproduced and just not what it was supposed to be.
Yeah. Hey,
Okay, I won't say too much,
Yeah.
but I don't like to like those anyways, because I've seen other companies do that and take those from other individuals. It's way better when you actually get to know the person. You get that actual vlog feel, because some people really do seem to like that when they want an honest opinion about it.
Yeah, it's one thing you get about my videos of, lately I haven't been able to fly because the weather's been crap, but lately it's pretty nice now. It's just been too bad to fly, and so I go to a lot of museums, and I haven't flown for work for a couple months. Real quick, I won't go into it, but dealing with a lot of family issues. My mom's very sick, my brother's very sick, and I've been just staying here. So it's been really pretty trying situation, and that's kind of what I'm doing. But I don't know, enjoyed the videos. Hey, I appreciate you watching the videos. I wish I could do more, because believe me, that's the most popular videos I have. I like to get stuff like Peter. He's getting like 12, 15 million views on stuff. Yeah, that'd be great, huh? Pretty sure just been being a phone playing with the prop. Yep. I'm just trying to read some of these comments. Weather's been so bad, Miguel. Yes, it has been. It's like 55 degrees right now, so it's not terrible. And then it was snowing, 2 days ago?
Yeah, it was nice and warm, and all of a sudden we just got some weather moving in, and next thing you know, it was snowing. I was like, yeah, this is Ohio for you.
Yeah, so it's been pretty horrible. Yeah, appreciate it. My mom is home. She spent about 40 days in the hospital, so it's been a lot of work for my whole entire family. But we're out here. I've been actually spring cleaning a little bit. My hangar, I might show you guys, but I hung up some pegboards and done some different things like that. But enough about that. So Peter, let's talk about a little about you. How did you come up? What?
Okay, I'm gonna get this dog out of my way.
Toby's.
Go on, Toby.
Yeah, we're gonna have to keep Toby on the leash because he will take off. Sorry, Toby, you can't go too far.
Yep.
You might knock the camera over, but
yeah, I'll keep a little closer.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about you. How did you get into flying?
Let's see. I think that goes back a long time ago. I don't know. For me, I don't know. It's kind of airplanes have always been kind of a thing. I liked propellers for some reason. I thought they were cool. And I was like, propellers are mounted to airplanes. They look pretty cool. So then I was like, airplanes are actually pretty cool themselves. So when I was younger, I'd usually make airplanes out of styrofoam dinner plates and all that. Make paper airplanes, and we do that every single day of the week, and especially in summer when I was off for school. And I tried to do RC airplanes for the longest amount of time. I got bad advice. For any of you that fly RC out of there, if you ever seen like the receivers that control like the servos for the airplane, some guy told me that you plug the battery into the crystal slot, which back in the day, people flew on like 72 megahertz and you needed crystal to, do all that, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, that was not the way you're supposed to do it. It was really dumb, and I've just had bad luck with it. And eventually, I finally figured it out after a couple of years, how to fly an RC airplane, and then that kind of divulged into just building a real airplane. I didn't really get any full-scale training, though, till I decided, my parents were like, go to college, you need to do something. So I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I'll be commercial. I'll try to go for commercial flying and all that. But that was before I really had a direction of what I wanted to do. And that didn't really work out. I ended up getting a job at Flight Test, which is the other RC aviation company, and RC has pretty much been my whole life. Mm-hmm. And I've just started to kind of go into some full-scale building, which has been really cool. So I've been enjoying that. And that's where we are today.
Well, I met Peter when he was probably 12. I used to put a indoor airplane fly-in together, and Peter and his brother would come there and fly airplanes, and that's how I got to meet him. The next time I got to see him, man, you're at JR Fest or the thing out in Illinois, had some huge airplane. He had a boat, aircraft carrier flying it around. That was pretty popular. So
you just lick your own poop. That's
it's
gross.
Pretty funny.
This dog stinks.
So yeah, Peter, I've known him since he was a little kid, building models, and that's where I started. I started building model airplanes when I was like 7, and then having rubber band airplanes and things like that. So what that has allowed me to do is progress into full scale. You guys already know I had started flying in high school and got my license right out of high school. When I was 19, I went to a little 141 program, got my instrument commercial, multi-commercial, and started flying skydivers. And that's where I built up all my hours, or first couple thousand. And now, I don't know, I'm over 10,000 hours now, so I'm doing all right. Haven't stacked it.
I've got about 50 hours in my logbook, and that's about it.
It's all right. So really, model airplanes is a big thing. One guy asked if you had your UAS license.
Yeah, I do my Part 107.
Yeah. So I don't have it, but I have a lot of UAS experience. So it's been, I flew it a lot different. I didn't fly it here in the United States as much, but I do have a lot of UAS experience. Peter, he has flown for some programs around here. And where else have you been with them? That you can say.
With the UASs?
Yeah.
Or, I mean, I guess the hobby grade, like toys. I went to Dubai to fly something in their world drone race thing a couple years back. Been a couple interesting places, but nowhere with the bigger UAS stuff. I used to work for a small company around here flying their UASs, but that never really went anywhere.
All right, okay. Yeah, so the UAS market is there. I say get your license. If you're a student pilot, go and fly as much as you can. I get a lot of emails. That's one thing, Peter, I probably do a lot different than you. I call a lot of people.
I don't call anyone. It's part of the millennial generation to avoid phone calls at all costs.
Yeah. Well, when you got 1 million subscribers, it's hard to keep up with people.
Well, I let Sam deal with that.
Yeah.
So I don't have to deal with that, fortunately.
I do deal with a lot of questions, but I do try to keep in touch with a lot of them. But Tom, he's down in Ocala, Florida. He's taking his stuff. He just got his instrument. Himadori got his license. There's quite a few other people. And my recommendation is you got to keep going. And a lot of people say, well, how do you get the funding to do it? Well, how did you pay for your license?
My grandpa paid for it. For me, that's not a good example. They just wanted I didn't want it though, honestly, but they were just like, you got to do something. Here, go. And I was like, this is kind of a waste of money. I have no direction in life, and it wasn't really for me. I mean, I did get my private, started to take some instrument time, but then I started to kind of assess my situation and what I wanted to do, and I wasn't super feeling it. So I tried engineering, and that wasn't gonna happen.
Right.
So yeah, it just didn't work out for me.
Well, so Peter's grandfather paid for it. How I got my license, I mowed grass, okay, and then I worked at Waynesville.
Yeah, you have the more humble thing. I just kind of, it's like, the silver spoon thing. People are like, I did get that handed to me, though. That was about it.
We don't have silver spoons here, but my parents did help me, though. I did mow grass, and then they helped me get my private. But then when I got my instrument commercial at the 141 school, I didn't really go to college, so they sent me to the 141 school. And back then, I got all my ratings, not my private, but my instrument commercial multi for about $11,000. Now it's like 70,
Yeah,
$60,000, $70,000 for the same tickets.
I went to the Clark State community college program for commercial pilot.
Oh, okay.
That's what I did.
In Clark State? Okay. Sinclair has a big program also. So I'm just trying to read some of these comments. What I would recommend, flying is very expensive. What you need to do, go to the local airport and ask for a job, a job. If you guys are young, high school kids, go and ask if you can be a line guy. And what that means is you'll fuel airplanes, clean airplanes, tug them around, just work around the airport. You can trade work for time. So that's what I did. Back in the day, this is a J3 Cub, and I rented a J3 Cub for $26 an hour. That's at Red Stewart. Now it's $71 or $78 an hour. Still very inexpensive, but there are so many ways you can go about it. So go to the airport, ask if you can get a job there. There's also grants and scholarships and stuff. A lot of kids now are getting stuff given to them. Silver spoon.
Speaking of the line guy, I do actually know a guy. One of the guys that I have fly for me. He just started working at an airport, and he's been getting all sorts of opportunities because of that to fly and jump and go ride around things.
Yeah. So once
cool.
once you do that, once you get a job there, and then it gives you opportunity to meet people that has airplanes, and then once they do that, they will let you possibly fly with them. You can build up time doing that. Let me see who this was. For better than 10 years. Well, I appreciate it. Face Cape. Yeah, I appreciated all the comments and stuff. Oh, Travis, what's up, man? So yeah, Peter come up with a different route than a lot of people, but you know, if your parents can help you, take that advantage, because if you don't, it's I don't know. It's going to be hard for you if you're a younger person. I get a lot of people also, Peter, asking me like about flying, and they're adults. So there's people like in the tech world and stuff wanting to quit their jobs. I don't know. I mean, the military is one way you can do it. I couldn't go in the military.
I think my brother, he wanted to fly CH-47s really bad, but the way it seems, everything seems to line up in there, nothing really seems to work right. He even just wants to be a crew chief right now, and it's not even working out because of just some bogus stuff in there. So it's kind of iffy.
Yeah, so you could go in the military and hope that you get what you want, but you may not get what you want. So someone asked if I pay for any type ratings. Nope, I've never paid for any type ratings. I wouldn't pay for any type ratings if I was you, especially in this market. I never paid for a job either. When I did fly skydivers, you know, I didn't get paid well. I think we got $100 a day and $20 per diem. So I made 120 bucks a day when I was flying, and in 1 year I made 8,000 bucks. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
Wait, what did you fly skydiving?
I started flying in a Cessna 180 and a Beech 18.
Okay, that's
so
cool. I mean, that's pretty cool.
I had 250 hours flying a Beech 18, and I soloed it with about 270. I had about 17, 18 hours flying in the right seat in the Beech 18. And then at the end of the year, I was flying Twin Otter. So it was pretty fun. So I got my Costa type rating. A Costa 212, it looks like a little C-130. I got that type through Paul Faird. I flew for Paul Faird out of North Carolina, and we kept the Costa up here in Greene County. So I had a Costa here. We had two Costas here, and sometimes we had a Twin Otter also. I mean, it was busy. But then after 4 years of flying jumpers, I went to USA Jet. I got typed into Falcon 20, flew to Falcon for 4.5 years. Then I got typed into DC-9. And then I flew to Encore Plus. I got a type in that. I got a type in the XL, and I got a type in the Challenger. So here's one thing. I haven't really talked about some of the stuff I've done, but I do have about 1,200 hours flying a King Air 350 without a type rating. So, one day I will write a book, but I flew a King Air 350 overseas, and I flew it under public use, and it's an MC-12, but I flew it under public use government rules, under 95-1 Army regulations.
I mean, airplanes are all the same. You just pull up to go up, push down to go down.
That's right.
You turn the engine on with this, and then you go fly. If you can fly that thing over there, you can go fly a Boeing 747.
That's right. You can.
I mean, it may not end well for you, but you could do it.
Well, that's true. But once you fly a little bit, it's not so bad. So let's see what some of these comments are, because there's some. So I'm switching careers now. A nurse, flying, my original passion. You need to follow that, then. Complete wasting it. The problem is these comments show up and then they disappear, so I have to keep touching the screen. Oh, and then it leaves. Some opportunity to get his PPL, AMP license in high school here in Detroit. So Jimmy, completely wasted. What is that? Completely wasted.
Some opportunity to get a private pilot, AMP license.
Yeah. So it sounded like you missed the opportunity in school to get your private pilot and your AMP. Yeah, a lot of the schools right now, I know in Greene County, What the heck?
Who's that?
I don't know. My neighbors aren't going to be happy.
He's going fast. That was cool. Do it again.
No, don't.
Do it inverted.
Oh, man. Oh.
He's booking.
I'm sorry.
That was cool.
I'm sorry I'm not paying attention and I couldn't flip the
That's
screen
cool.
over.
He's coming around. He's coming around. He's doing it again.
Man, he's going to get my neighbors mad. My God.
I love airplane noise.
I don't because I have neighbors here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a little bit worried about that. So, I'm sorry, guys.
You turn the camera around.
It's a 310. Let's see here. There's the champ. Man, oh my God. There you guys go.
We're getting air show.
Man, my neighbors are not going to be happy. That's not
Best
good.
day ever.
No, it's not. Okay, if he comes back, we're going to have to shoot him down.
Okay.
So,
I mean, I don't have very many bullets, but we could try.
Oh my goodness, man. Okay. Which flies better, champ or cub? Okay, that's an easy question. The champ. The cub. I don't know. So, was that Miles that wrote that? Yeah, Miles. Champ or cub? I've been flying this champ. I'll switch the camera around real quick. And that's what I've been flying this champ for 23 years. I'm doing a video on it eventually. But that's a Ronca 7AC, 1947. Is that him coming back?
Nah, I
Okay,
think he's going
it
away,
better not
yeah.
be. So that's my champ. And then this is my buddy's J3 Cub here. And the Cub is a great flying airplane. It's just very difficult to get in and out of in the front seat. The front seat, that's the only problem with a J3. It is not a real friendly airplane to get in the front, but it does fly well. Short field takeoff and landing, much better than the Champ. But the Champ is much roomier and a little faster. Holds up a gallon more gas than the Piper Cub. Have you flown a Cub?
I got a ride in a guy in the airport. I just basically just held the brakes from and he just propped the plane and he was like, "Hey, you want to go for a ride?" So I just jumped in.
Okay.
But I don't have any stick time on an actual Cub.
Yeah, the Cub has very good control movement. There's Jim now in his 180.
All right, do the same
All
thing.
right,
Come on.
This is like a air show out here, people.
Well, you know when the house is up for sale, I'll move in so there's no complaints.
Yeah, all the neighbors already moved once. So, yeah, that's a Cessna 180 flying right now. So, to answer your question, I'm a Champ guy. A lot of people are Cub guys for the nostalgia's sake. The Champ is a better built airplane than a Cub in many ways, and I can debate with any Cub guy and tell them that. But I did learn how to fly in a J3, so I'm pretty partial to a J3.
I don't know. I think the model airplane Champs that I've flown have always flown better than the model airplane Cubs. That's always been a thing for me. If that tells you anything, which it probably doesn't. But yeah, I've liked the Champs that I've flown. All the model airplane Champs have been very, very good trainers.
Yeah. Both had the same engines, 65 horsepower Continentals, and there's just a lot more room in the Champ. One thing, learning how to fly a Cub compared to a Champ, okay, when you fly in a Champ, you can see the instruments because the instruments are right in front of you. When you're flying in a Cub, you sit in the back, and with the instructor in the front, you can't see any of the instruments. If you guys notice any of the flying that I've done with the skis and stuff, I can never see the instruments because Jamie was always in the front seat. That's one thing about a Cub, but you learn how to seat of the pants fly. You don't have to look at the instruments to fly the airplane. You look at the wings and you feel the control movements. And that's what seat of the pants flying means. You can feel it buffeting if it's going to stall or anything. We might go up and do some spins one day.
Yeah,
You'll
I actually
enjoy-
never got spin training when I took I was like really looking forward to that, and they took it out, it seems like a disaster, in my opinion, to take that kind of stuff out of training.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't seem to understand it or when it happens. Because I know from a model airplane, this is what happens, and it's spin very quickly. So I would look forward to doing that.
So Dee, she's started her PPL. She has 4 lessons so far, and things are coming together. That's a great thing, and it takes a little bit of time, and you take the little building blocks of puzzles that you get from one lesson to the next, and then it all starts coming together, and then you start figuring out how to do crosswind landings, and things feel so much better. Once you get that crosswind landing down, you're like, the light bulb comes on, and it's pretty simple after that. That's one of the hardest things I had to deal with was learning how to do crosswind takeoff landings. Peter didn't have any crosswind or anything today, so
I'd like to try that.
Yeah.
But, I don't know how I would do because I would just keep seeming to hold the crab and then hit the ground. That's why we do with the model airplanes, and you're supposed to straighten out right before you touch down, aren't you?
Yeah, you got to straighten it out. You got to keep everything straight because when you touch down on asphalt, the tires are going to go that direction. So you start looking for a cub and start looking for a champ. Personally, I would look for a champ, and the reason is a champ's much cheaper. You can buy a champ for probably 20 to 30% less than a J3.
Just paint it yellow and put a stripe on it. I mean, most people would be like, "Hey, that's a J3." I'm like, sure it is.
Yeah, a lot of people would think it was. So that's kind of the main thing, is just Cub champ, whatever you want to do. But you can spend 50, 60 grand on a J3. You can go get a pretty nice champ for $20,000. That's a good question here. Are you not at Sun and Fun? I'm not at Sun and Fun right now, but tomorrow I'm heading to Sun and Fun, and Peter is debating on going, and I think he should go. And I'm curious.
I'm thinking about it now. I don't know.
Yeah, you should. The weather's much better. It's like this, but 40 degrees warmer, and a lot of airplanes are going to be flying. A lot of ultralights.
It's my kind of flying too, because that's why I like the low and slow ultralights. That's what really kind of did it for me. Because all my time flying in like the Cessna, I was like, this is kind of cool, but I want to be low and slow, just kind of like above the trees and whizzing through over the lakes and whatnot. So I'm looking forward to doing that more this summer because I do have an ultralight now, at least a commercially built one. I'm just looking for a hangar right now. So if any of you guys know anyone in Ohio, or at least in the Dayton, Xenia area, I need to find a hangar.
I don't have any hangar room.
Not in this one. Yeah, there's too many airplanes in your hangar, Dewey.
Yeah, I have 5 airplanes in here right now. So I'll be at Sun and Fun starting tomorrow. I'm airlining down on Delta. I've never flown down there. So I'll be down there. If you guys are at Sun and Fun, you can look for me, message me on Instagram or Facebook. We can meet up, walk around. I'll definitely have my camera with me. But I'll have a lot of friends coming. Terry, she's going to fly in with her 140 or her RV, I'm not sure. But Jeff's down there. Steven's going down. I got tons of friends that's going to be there. So he's looking to get a
powered paramotor. Yeah, those look fun.
Love the low and slow. Yeah, a couple of guys around here have them. So I don't know. You know this guy, Peter?
Tucker Gott? Yeah, he's really cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I watch him a lot. He's one of my favorites to watch, especially with the paramotor stuff, because I just bought the Moster 185 paramotor engine. That's going on my next airplane. The next one's actually going to be fuel powered because, batteries suck. I don't want to charge, especially with I wanted to fly at Oshkosh this year, but the problem is all of the stuff they're telling me, especially if there was an accident, and there's been numerous amounts of runway incidents at the light sport area, and you've got to divert 5 miles down the road. I wouldn't make it 5 miles, at least not without a little bit of help, and I would be making another, nuisance by landing on the highway or something like that. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to fly, especially with they just didn't really seem to be very accommodating or understanding of what my things were. And I just wanted to fly down the runway and land.
Yeah. If you guys haven't checked out Peter, he has a really big article in Sport Aviation, if you guys know what that is. That's with EAA, Experimental Aircraft Association. And he has an awesome article there. Lots of flying around Charlotte, Class B, and other. Yeah, I've done a lot of that, but I don't like flying. When you're flying IFR, you don't have to worry about Class B and Charlie airspaces. But when you're flying around these airplanes, there's no electrical. In the Champ or the Cub, So I have a handheld radio, so I can go in class deltas, but you know, there's not a lot around here in Ohio, and I'm not daring to go into any place. So yeah, put some people, or yeah, some people. Yeah, some people put 85 horse and starters on the Champs and the Cubs, and that's fine. A lot of people don't want to hand prop their airplanes, and I don't blame them. But I've been hand propping since I was a teenager, and I feel pretty safe with it. I'm teaching Peter how to do it now safely. And anybody I teach how to fly tailwheel, I teach them proper techniques on hand propping an airplane. Anyway, our Champs available with electrical starter. Yeah. Humidor. Yeah, 7EC. Electrical. There's 85 horse Champs. So look for a 7EC. And there's some other designators also with electric. Sun and Fun, we answered that. Crosswinds, D, so says we should fly Champs together sometime in Southwest Michigan. Would love to meet up. Zachary, if you're still on here, I'll be up in Port Clinton with my biplane. You see my new standard there? I'll be there June 28th, 29th, 30th. I'll be up there. So if that's not too far, if you're in southern Michigan, you can come there. I won't have my Champ, but I'll have my biplane there. What do you think, Peter? There's Joe. I'm sure it doesn't happen much. What did you say? I'll get over it. I don't know. Joe's my buddy by skydiving. So Joe used to, what was it? Let me see what Joe was talking about. Buzz job. Oh, okay. Joe, if you're still on here, it was a 310. It shouldn't have been buzzing me. It was too big. Blah, 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 skydiving. See, Joe used to live at the drop zone, and he would dress up in his Tigger costume, and he would jump out from 13,000 feet, and he had this big, long tail flapping, and he was crazy. He was absolutely crazy. But all skydivers are like afraid to land in an airplane. So we get up and weather moves in, we can't drop them through clouds. So we're like, hey guys, we gotta go back and land. They would freak out and they would ask us to do, it's called a hop and pop. I brought people by at like 1,000 feet and let them jump out. Yeah.
That sounds incredibly dangerous.
Yeah.
I want to try a lot of things, but skydiving doesn't seem to be one of them without having to shoot deploy. Like power paraglider, I try that because it shoots open before you leave the ground. But I don't know about skydiving.
I have 81 jumps.
You're crazy.
I know.
The airplane works. The wings are still on it.
Yeah, and they say it's the best thing you do with your clothes on. I don't know. So 800 feet is low, and that's with a static line. Yes, it is. Somebody was asking about a Stinson at 108. I got a buddy with a Stinson 108. Bring my family Oshkosh from PA. Can we catch a biplane ride on the way? Stephen, yeah. I don't know. Before Oshkosh, I have a lot going on. So I have the Barnstorming Carnival, which I put on myself is here in Springfield. That's July 13th and 14th. On the 16th, we'll be in Hagerstown, Indiana. And then I believe I got a balloon festival the following weekend. And I think I might take the new standard to Oshkosh. Yeah, Peter, you might be able to ride with me.
Okay.
That'd be a long boat.
Actually, what you do is you throw out a line, you hook up to my ultralight, and you'll drag me there.
Yeah, tow plane. So I might be up in Oshkosh with the biplane, and I'm setting up maybe a couple spots to hop rides on the way out. So Andrew has a travel air. We're going to play with that. So we'll see. Anyway, any other questions? You guys got any? Okay, Blakesburg, something. Got it, great, love to travel around. With the Champ, the new standard, found it, and fit in there. Yeah, I would love to go to Blakesburg's in in the standard. I just never been up to Blakesburg. That's a pretty long haul. Like Oshkosh, it's a long haul because it's ride season for me. So if I go to an event like that, I'm missing out. It's a very short season up here. And to keep an airplane like that going, you got to fly a lot of people. So I'm flying over 1,000 people pretty easy a year, but I have to. You know, a few $100,000 airplane.
That thing is really expensive. I'm surprised how much you paid for that.
Lots of bills, Peter.
I want a Grumman Goose. Or a Widgeon. Let me know when you want to do seaplane rides. I'll go half with you and buy that airplane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if we hit the lotto, we can do that.
Sounds good to me.
Are you a private field right now? Jimmy, I am. This is mine. It's my private field. And we called it the Dewey drone. The Dewey aerodrome. But it's 1,584 feet long, 80-foot wide runway. And the hangar here is 60 by 64. And then I have a 17 by 64 lean built onto it. And we could almost get ready to sum this up. It's been like 35 minutes. So what I'll do, how about you guys want to see the hangar? We could do that real quick. Do a quick walk around.
Yeah, do a walk around.
And then kind of go from there. Yep. You guys, what's your thoughts about a Cirrus? Jimmy, I think a Cirrus is pretty cool. I'm gonna turn this camera around. You guys can keep riding.
I think I'll disconnect the mic. So
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Cirruses are okay. I mean, that's kind of the way of the world right now. Unfortunately. There's the Champ. So this is kind of the front of the hangar. Got the driveway. There's Peter and Toby. And there's Lucky. But I'm just walk out here and show you guys. So I built this. This was a big field. 2 big fields. This is 2 lots. But you can see the runway there. So when I bought this in 2010, the farmer came and he planted soybeans. This is all soybeans out here. And then once we harvest the soybeans, he disked it, and then we drilled seed. And you guys can see all the way down there. The runway goes up on the hill. It doesn't go to those trees, but it's whatever. Yeah, we've already been out champing. That's why it's parked out there, to be honest with you. Peter and I went up for a couple of takeoff and landings. We might go and do another one before we go here. Get some nighttime in.
Sounds good to me.
But this is my buddy's J3. He just bought this, Justin. But you guys can see here, this is it's an A65, but it's a Continental 65. If you guys aren't sure what this stuff is, but it's a horizontally opposed 4-cylinder. Here's the oil tank. They call this a kidney tank. This is a cylinder. This is a cylinder. These are magnetos. So there's 2 magnetos here. There's no starter. Here's the oil. So 4 quarts of oil. Here's the exhaust. Exhaust comes out. And then you got this shroud here. This is for carburetor heat and everything. And then it plumbs in to his cabin heat. But he's been working on it. He's doing a good job. We'll be flying it here pretty soon. Been doing inspections and stuff on the standard. My hangar's a mess. And then here's my Travel Air. You guys will get to see this fly a little bit. This 1929 Travel Air 4000. Same engine that's on the standard. So this is a W670. It's 220 horse, 7 cylinders, and 670 cubic inch. And if you guys haven't seen the video, it's called the $1 Pete and Pole. So this is the oldest flying Pete and Pole in the world, which is right here. This airplane was built in 1934. Scott, I don't have my MP, but I hope to get it here shortly. So what makes this Pete pole unique, like a lot of them, Pete pole was designed for a Model A car engine. So this is a Model A Ford engine. It's 40 horse. It's made all out of wood. You guys, if you follow me, obviously you see that I'm into antique airplanes and I fly corporately. But, you know, I have a real good, I don't know, my heart's set for antique airplanes. Here's the standard. What makes this standard unique, it holds 4 people. There's seats up there and there's seats here.
All right, what about this dog?
Yeah, we could put 4 people and 2 dogs in there. So yeah, you know, I fly the Challenger and whatever, but my heart goes with the antique airplanes. Here's the Model A. The same engine that's in the Pete pole. 40 horse. So this is 1930 Model A. It's called a double A. And eventually I'll get a bed put on it. And then I built this lean about 2 years ago. You guys, I've done some videos from here. But this was the outside of the building. This was, I actually I parked my car here. This was the driveway. But, you know, I got some nice little artwork put up. I'm trying to hang some airplanes up on the ceiling, but haven't been able to do that. So this was a little bit of a job, but it was fun. And then I got a workshop in here. Any of the favorites out of them, Alex, airplane wise? They're all my favorite. And it's kind of hard to say. Here's a pretty cool poster. Back when I first got hired, we had these posters. This was the fleet that we had. All the different airplanes. So I'm going to frame this and hang this up. Yeah, Scott, I don't go home sometimes. I sleep on the couch. Little foam Waco. We got a glider here. A lot of times when kids and stuff come over, usually I'll have this stuff charged up and I'll fly these with kids and stuff and let them try to learn a little bit. I just put this heater up, brand new, plumbed in this gas line and everything. This is here. This is a vise and then pipe cutter. Got a little pony there, thread pipe. Good thing is my dad and my brother both are pipe fitters. Here's a cool thing. You guys know what this is here? Yeah, Mike, I did see Mike's hangar. I can't compete with that. I'm not a millionaire. I do work hard just like he did, but I think his business is a little bit better than mine. So you guys know, yep, Scott, that's right. This is an engine. So I have this engine here. To be a ride hauler, you got to have your airplane, you know, an engine, a spare engine. So I've had this one rebuilt, and then I have a desiccant, which is it pulls moisture out of the air. If you guys can see, these are like a moisture circles, and it shows me if the desiccant's being used up or not. So when it's blue, it's still good. So I gotta keep an eye on that, make sure there's no moisture in there. But yeah, this is kind of my little fun little toy hangar shop, and eventually I can start restoring airplanes and different things like that in here and doing stuff. I bought that little metal brake I don't know how to use it, but you know what? I got one. This is kind of cool. This is floor heat. When I built this, my dad and I and Terry and Jeff, they helped me. But I have 850 foot of PEX tubing, which is this stuff here. I ran it down in the floor and then concrete's poured on top of it. So it's heated floors. This is a hot water heater. So if I wanted to run it at 70 degrees, all this concrete will be at 70 degrees and I can lay on the floor and be nice and comfortable. So I'm starting to decorate. Got some pretty cool stuff here. And really that's about it. So here's a pretty cool picture. That's my Travel Air and my buddy's Champ. You always keep aircraft parts stuff here. We got, I always have, here you go. If you own airplanes, this is what you always have handy also, Peter. Aircraft spruce book.
Oh yeah, I got one of those things. This thing can stop a bullet. It's really small caliber. Stop that thing.
Yep. So anyway, all right. I think we're going to get ready. Try to go and put some of this stuff away. Come on, Lucky. We'll shut that. We'll turn this around. Anyway, we're going to call it quits. I really appreciate Peter. You guys, there's not a lot of people. He's not used to having a live video with so many people. Yeah. You guys know what that is?
They'll be looking for you in a second.
Some of you guys might.
Yeah. Replaced by October 20. So I'm assuming this thing is definitely dead.
No, that's October
wait,
of year 2020.
So, wait, what? Oh,
yeah.
okay. Oh, so it lasted a while. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember I got the ELT battery out of the Cessna. I was like, here, you have this. Like, okay, cool.
Yeah. So this is the ELT. Yep. Scott's a pilot. Gotta be. But yeah, this is an old ELT. So, and ELT stands for Emergency Locating Transmitter. If you actually have a little accident, crash, that will go off, and then hopefully they can find you before the battery goes dead, and they can rescue you before. Yeah. So, anyway, I do have one thing I can show. Like you guys really care, but talk about parachuting. The Bobo's still on here. Here's a parachute right there. That's a tandem, 500 square foot tandem rig, but the lines are cut off of it. And I don't know, I could probably give it to Peter and let him make it.
Hey, I'll use this as my reserve for my airplane.
That's right, you can use it as your reserve. All right, guys, thanks. Check out Peter's stuff. If whoever does watch this, but it's Peter Sripol. Go and look at his foam airplane. It's pretty cool. He has a couple other. Right now, you're in the process of building another one.
Yeah, the third one's going to be a little more realistic. I'm thinking about going to Sun Fun to look at the Ortex booth and watch them cover some stuff, because I was looking to maybe do the wings in that, because I'm going to redesign the wings again, and it's going to be 4130, so it's going to be pretty much out of airplane parts for the new one. I mean, it's got a little bit of chloroplast in it, which is basically political sign material. So that's going to be the interesting thing about the tail section, since the tail's made out of plastic.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, it should be pretty airplane-like.
They just asked, "Where's your biplane?"
The biplane, it used to be here.
Yeah.
It's back at my workshop right now, getting Hangar rash.
Yeah, he has his shop. He has a shop now, really cool, and he's over near Beaver Creek and Xenia. So it's he has a pretty good shop. Pretty cool YouTuber right here. Pretty cool kid. So anyway, thanks so much, Peter. Hope you guys enjoyed. And hey, we're going to go fly again. It's probably too late tonight, but we'll get Peter. We might do a video and have us flying around and teaching him how to do some tailwheel stuff. So, all right. are you going to get an FAA airworthiness as experimental for the foam airplane? Heck no.
Probably not. None of these. I mean, maybe down the line, maybe the 4th or 5th airplane when I make a 2-seater. I eventually want to try Mini A10 though. That'll be a good video when I try to make an ultralight A10. But I don't think I'm going to get that one certified. But the 2-seater I eventually will build will have to be. Mm-hmm. But that'll just be as certified as an experimental. I don't think LSA you can have more than one engine though.
Okay.
For this, yeah.
And they asked if maybe you can get approval to fly at Oshkosh. I tell you, I was really disappointed they couldn't get him approved, but I think next year they would work something out.
Yeah, they had too many accidents this year. They were just really worried, or last year they were just being erring on the side of caution. So I was like, I can't exactly totally blame them. So.
Yeah, I heard they're going to move the runway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I heard they're going to move that whole operation, the light sports stuff, to another area.
Okay, that'd be cool to see.
All right. So anyway, we're out of here. We're out.